Thanks for joining us. And today, next to me, right here to my left, is George Weber.
Howdy.
Hey, George, what's going on this week?
Oh, it's been a, but actually I was off all last week, so I'm kind of a little, somewhat rested.
Yeah?
Yeah, I took a week off. It's been a while. I had a lot of work to do at home, but I didn't have
Yeah.
all the 9 to 5 stuff I didn't have to deal with. So
So
it's
not
kind of
much,
different.
not much of a vacation when you're
Never
doing
vacation.
all kinds of, yeah. So also chatting with us is Gene Culver. He's coming out through StreamYard. Hey, Gene.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, nice to see you.
Yeah,
Looking,
it's good to see
looking
you
sharp.
too. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. It has. We took a couple weeks off. Give George a vacation, much needed.
Where'd he go?
And
Aruba, Hawaii? What did he do?
the backyard.
Yeah,
The backyard.
The
the
backyard.
screens
Yeah.
and the
Come on,
trees and
George.
I spend my weekends in the backyard. So, hey guys, in the studio, just turn off that microphone, my ear. I'm getting too much echo in my ear. Thank you very much. Whoa, I can actually hear myself think now. So, Gene, nice to have you. So, where are you? Are you in Tahiti or Hawaii or?
There you go. Now I can see you. I'm home, man. I
Oh,
had
you're
so
home.
yeah. Sorry to disappoint you. I have
Uh,
so much going on. I needed to be right here
yeah.
and
So, so
getting
how are
things.
things going over at Wealth Ripple?
It's going great, actually. That's what's really taking up a lot of the time. A lot of new founder members came on board before we switched over to a permanent um, subscription-based service, and so it's been kind of busy, really making sure that we're taking care of everyone, and lots of people launching some e-commerce websites. So it's been good.
Something you said to me the other day. I'd rather be tired and busy. Is that what you said to me the other day, last week?
Oh,
tired and broke.
You
yeah,
said
yeah. I'd
something like
rather be
that. It
tired than
stuck.
broke. So yeah. So what
No,
we were.
no, no. It wasn't broke. It was just
No, it was broke.
I want to be tired but busy.
No, it
You
was broke.
know, I
No, so what happened was we were talking about making sure that hey, we got all this work that we need to get done, and I said
hmm
I'd rather be tired than broke. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true
So
too.
there's some people rather rest. I'd rather be tired. Broke is a lot harder.
Tired and broke is
Oh,
you
that's
know,
even
that's
worse.
brutal. That's brutal. There's a
Double
lot of people
combo.
out there that are tired and broke, and that's what we do with Modern Day Thrive. Sorry, I hadn't really said this before now, but Modern Day Thrive is for those people who are tired and broke, which means you're working too much and there's no money left over to do things that you want to do, whether it's something of enjoyment or breaking free of the bonds that bind you to that minimum wage, low paying, unappreciated job. That's what we want to do, right? We want to break out of that and thrive, and that's usually that's kind of the foundation where we started from. We want to thrive. We don't want to just survive. There's enough of you survivors out there. We're all survivors by nature. If we're all still breathing, we're surviving. But thriving, that's another story, and not everyone gets that, and that's why we're here is to bring that, plant that seed, bring that out
Absolutely.
and take people to the next level. Let's get out of those crappy jobs and let's find new ways to thrive.
Get off the
So
hamster wheel.
right. So this week, I'm going to kick off and tell one of my stories. I've got a good story. And so, also, too, if anyone, you see the ticker on the bottom of the screen, it says there is a phone number there. That gets us right here at the studio live. So, if you're interested to ask a question, we'd be thrilled to try and answer it. If you're just going to like jump in and scream something at us and then hang up, well,
Hmm.
that doesn't do anybody any good. So, um, but anyway, not that
So you're
I
going to
just
tell us a
I just
story. Is this the one about the where the monkey walks into the bar, or is this the a different type of story? I mean,
well,
I'm just curious. Is it a funny story? Is it a
no,
something
it's a
real happened to
sad.
you? What
It's
happened?
no, no, it's a good story. It's a good story. See, the business that I'm in, my company is Post FX Digital
Yes.
Studios, and I've made quite a long career of creating television commercials, infomercials, what else? TV spots. I've probably done 1,000 TV spots in the last 30 years. And it seems like every week somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I want to do something." Well, today a woman came to me and she wanted me. She made a point to say, "I want to come to you. I want to show you what I have." And I'm looking to do like a TV commercial. And I go, okay, TV commercial, that's kind of dated. You know, we don't do a whole lot for television anymore because people are spending less money on television and spending more money social media. But I always try and meet everyone that wants to come in and talk about some type of business. So she comes in and says she's an inventor. She invented a product. And Gene, you're going to love this because we're going to be able to shift her over into Wealth Ripple here. But she created a product. Now, really, I'm going to respect her needs right now. She patented it. That was the first thing. She spent the money to get the patent. It's a pet product. Okay, so if you have a dog, it's something for your dog. That's as far as I'm going to go about that. But I will tell this some specifics. Right off the bat, I'd ask any client that comes in saying, "I want to do a commercial." I'm saying, "Show me what you got." And of course, she shows me a picture. I'm like, "Well, where's the product? Do you have the product?" She says, "I'm getting the product. The product is shipping from China. They're sending me samples." And I go, "Samples? Okay, which means, what does that tell you? Someone getting samples from a manufacturing company, that means that
Will it
they're
work or will it won't?
that well, no, that means she's still in development.
Yeah.
She's still
Yes.
trying to get her manufacturing right. And so I kind of, I ask more questions and I say, "Well, look, well, so you're getting samples, but that means sample means if it comes wrong, then you're going to have to tweak, send it back, tweak, and they're going to have to do it again till you can actually sign off on it and say, great, now make me 100,000 pieces." So she said, samples, and of course I'm, finding out she's getting them brought in from China, which means customs. I'm like, oh, customs. I'm hearing horror stories left and right about people's buying things and everything getting held up in customs. FYI, a little side story. Yeah, I love telling these stories, but a friend of mine just bought a couch at, and I'll say it, Rooms to Go. Bought a couch at Rooms to Go. And she went and paid for it and all that. And then they said, great, it'll be here in January. January. Did you hear me, Gene? January?
Wow.
January. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
making it.
You go buy a couch and they can't even give you the couch.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I'd be like, give me the damn couch that's right over there on
Right,
display,
yeah.
right? I'll take that
You
one.
replenish
I
it.
don't care if it's plaid. I'll take it.
If I hate my couch that much, why would I want to sit on it for 3 more months?
Right.
I want to be done with the couch. But now they're saying January. I'm like, wow,
Your couch could be falling apart.
because of customs. And you know what? And that's just one of 100 stories I've heard this year.
Yeah.
Of things like that. Anyway, back to my story with the woman that brought in the product for her pet care. You know, she's all ready, and I'm like, she wants to know kind of pricing about doing a TV commercial, and and I'm thinking, well, before we kind of go there, first of all, let's just talk about, if you're gonna have, and she kind of alluded that she might have like 100,000, 200,000 pieces made. I'm like, well, you're at a different level than most people that walk in, that just walk in the door. Sometimes they walk in and they want to set up at the farmer's market and they want to, this, that, and the other, and just, they make their own products and then they're trying to sell it and they need some help with their social media videos. But this woman, she kind of led me believe she's got some backer that's helping her get all this product once she's able to. And so I kind of like, I'm, part of my background and my, when you figure out what a client, what they're really about, you definitely don't talk numbers right up front.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, oh, you just never know. You know, you come out and say, yeah, I'll charge you a few $100s to do this, and then they look at you and go, dude, I'm about to spend $500,000 on a marketing campaign. Yeah, we're on two different planets, you know. So I told her, you know, look, I want to work with you, and costs for a commercial is just one commercial is not going to help you. You know, you might need 20 commercials. You might, you know, because the second
You mean 20 slots or 20 separately created?
multiple commercials. How often do you see? Let's just pick a lawyer. I won't even say names, but you've watched a commercial on TV and it's a lawyer. Now, is it the same spot over and over and over and over and over and over and over again?
I see what
No.
you mean.
Yeah. So usually when a client comes to me and says, "I want to do one commercial," I'm like, "Well, great, but you're going to spend just as much time." And this is good to know if you're starting a business, starting any kind of business, creating a product, selling a product, you're going to need video content for your social media, for your website, for your advertising, all that stuff. So what you need to kind of understand is that you just can't have one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just can't have the one video and expect that to meet all your needs.
No.
It's not going to be your training film, your demonstration video, your product, you know, development video. I mean, it's not going to cover what you need. So a lot of times clients come to me and say, look, you know, for me to go out and shoot one commercial, it might take a day. For me to go out and shoot 10 commercials, it might just still take that same day.
Yeah.
Okay? It just means I shoot more content, I shoot more, you know, I shoot more video of the same thing so that I can make 10 spots. You know, and that'll take a lot more time in editing, but you're not paying for me to come out there 10 times,
Yeah.
you know, to do 10 commercials. You're paying me to go out there maybe one day, 2 days at the most, and then we cut all that up into. So your price per commercial drops and can considerably drop,
Yeah.
and you're just paying extra for the editing. So she comes in, and I'm trying to kind of let her know that yes, you're better off doing multiple spots, especially if you've got a product that's you want to get out there. You're going to have to do a demonstration video, because if you work a trade show, those type of videos you'll see on a monitor are different than a commercial.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be sold with an announcer, voiceover person that's just going to, you know, just beat you up with advertising. You know, sometimes you just want that person. That was my first education for her, you know, was to say, look, you got to start thinking about multitudes of stuff here, because you're going to have a lot. You got a website, umpteen social media platforms you need to kind of keep feeding. And if it's all going to be the same, then hey, you just post it once. But how can you post a video every week? Or what do they say? You know, Gene, you can answer me this. How many times, if you're promoting a product, how many times a week do you promote it with video?
Well, I don't know how many times, but I know that the average person needs to see the ad or your brand or the message at least 7 times.
Yeah.
So
But if it were the same message every 3 days, the same exact message, wouldn't it get a little stale?
I mean, I think that could, if the same person is seeing it over and over, but they need to see it at least 7 times. So
Right.
they're really not paying attention the first time.
Right.
By the time they get to the 4th or 5th, and some people are early adopters, but most people need to see it 7 times. I think consistency is the key, even if you create 7 or 8 different commercials.
Well, you know, saturation is another thing too, because you
Yeah.
definitely want to, you know, if you watch any television, any live television, what are you going to see on a commercial break? Car dealers, lawyers,
Mm-hmm.
they know that if they saturate, it's a shotgun approach.
Yeah.
Means you blast out in as many directions as you can,
Yeah.
you know, and you can do that with one spot. So anyway, to come back around, it's just a matter of learning what the client, you know, trying to educate the client on what they need.
Yeah.
And I'm not just sitting here trying to, just trying to sit here next to the cash register, ready to hand her an invoice and say, "Get me paid,"
Yeah.
because it doesn't help me if they have a bad experience.
Yeah.
Am I right? You gotta have a good experience.
Absolutely.
Right.
If you're just making a TV commercial for the first time, you don't want it to be a train wreck. You don't want it to be a nightmare. You want to feel like you're comfortable with the person that you're hiring,
The product may
to-
take off, and they
to
may come
create it
back
for
and want
you.
another video.
and I'd much rather be doing national commercials. That's a whole different level, than even local or social media campaigns. Handling a big campaign is uh, it's definitely more expensive. It's you make more money doing it. You get a bigger reach. You get the likelihood that your client is going to get a better return, and usually that happens when you spend more doing it. So you know, and the very last thing. The very last thing I told her, and I said, here's the most important, because when we were talking, when I first met her, she was very introverted. She's Southern. So she spoke really, deep South, and there's never a problem with that. But I said, look, here's the thing that's going to be your biggest hurdle. Learn how to pitch your product. If you can actually look somebody in the eye, tell them everything you want them to know, so that they're informed, so that you engage them, learn how to pitch the product. The product is absolutely where, that she invented it, she created it. If she were to walk on a Shark Tank right now, she would, of course she couldn't do it now because she doesn't know the product, but if she were to, rehearse in front of a camera, and that was one of the first things I said, is like, do we need to have a spokesperson for your product? He says, anybody. I don't want to be on camera. I'm like, well, there's your first mistake, because nobody's got the passion that you've got. And I'm not saying everybody should be on TV, but I got to tell you, at this level, just starting out, she needs to be able to learn how to pitch her product. She needs to be able to actively communicate with any audience, whether it's here, on Facebook, or whether it's one-on-one at a trade show.
Yeah.
She needs to communicate her product. She needs to be able to, just engage people. And
I think one of the best ways to do that, Dean, is social media, to be honest with you. Like, even though she creates a commercial that's good for television, that's going to give her a certain level of validity. But to really validate that product, she really needs matrix. She needs to find out a couple of things, like who our target market is, who's that person, and are they engaging? Are they giving up their name and their email address? Are they willing to do something small first, which is, you said it's a pet product, so you really can't get into it. But are they willing to buy the $5 dog tag first before they buy the next thing? And those are all the things she can use to measure whether her audience is really feeling her brand or not. But she could reach and really target like just Orlando, or she could run commercials, like you said, video, and really target people who, their birthday's coming up, or she could target anyone who has a pet owner. Whereas a commercial, like you said, is this shotgun approach, but the laser approach to marketing on Facebook is anyone that clicks that they like pet sites, those are the people you want to talk to.
So, if she were to join Wealth Ripple, could she get information about how to get on Amazon? I know you help set up e-commerce accounts and stuff like that. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would do that. But I think the first thing that I would do is I would talk to her about funding. I want to find out if she's able to raise funding for her product. And, and that could be through sales. That could be through memberships. I'd like to know, is it her product plus other pet products around it? What does her e-commerce look like?
Well, and then who joined us? Jade. Uh-oh. You turned the camera off. What's going on?
I didn't turn the camera off.
Oh, well, you went back to the graphic, so you gotta.
Are you
You
able to
can't,
hear me?
I hear you
Okay.
fine.
Everything in the world is great now.
How are things at home, Jade?
It's a little bit crazy right now because my husband's packing to leave for Pennsylvania
Yeah. Okay.
in a couple hours.
Yeah. Shipping them out, huh?
Well, he's
Okay.
going to pick up a car for me.
Okay. We keep losing your video, but that's okay.
Oh,
As long as we hear you, that's great. That's wonderful. Um, so we're gonna.
So yeah, we were talking about e-commerce, and then we were saying what happens if we can get them on Amazon. So I think we could talk to them about Amazon and fulfillment by Amazon, which is their FBA, their own website, so that when people come back to reorder, Amazon is not a place where you can collect email addresses
Right.
from your customers. So if you have your own website, you can give them specials and discounts. The downside to Amazon is you're really competing with all of these other products that are on there. So if we were selling water at $5.99 a case, someone would come along and try to sell it for $5.45 a case,
Yeah.
and it can become this race to the bottom. So you want to try to get the customer's email address, target them, and get them to buy from your website. However, there's software that you can use, just so you know, where the person can make a purchase using their Amazon account where their credit card is, but they can make that purchase on your website, so they feel like they're on Amazon.
Well, I think she's in a great place that she's started out smart, which means she protected her product. She went and she got the patent. I don't know if it's pending or she's actually got the patent. She said she's been working on it for a while. Um, there doesn't seem to be a lot of competition. I keep telling her, watch for competition. You want to make sure that you're kind of putting your best foot forward here. I don't know if she's how big a funding she's got. Because chances are people will drain a bank account just getting a product patented. And getting to that first one, that first piece off the line. So maybe my assumption might be that she might be able to go get 1,000 made, and have them shipped. Maybe a small container coming from China or wherever she's getting them manufactured at. So my guess is she's probably going to need investment dollar, to help her get the numbers and the marketing plan. I know
Always.
she's not thinking about marketing, and I know that's a scary place because you're advertising, your marketing, people when they're creating something, creating their product, you know, they're not thinking about all that ethereal stuff like advertising, and
Right.
social media and all that stuff. They don't think about it as you go, oh, are you kidding me? How much money do I have to spend to get? There's people out there that just kind of, especially in television advertising, they'll say, if you spend this much, if you pick a specific network or channel, you spend this much money, chances are you'll get a return. It's right down to they got it right down to the simple math, and it just usually means you've got to spend a lot of money to get it out on television, let alone national television or even local. That can be quite expensive. It's
I
not
would
like
encourage her to create commercials for internet. If
Yeah.
I were you, it's the same commercial production,
yeah, yeah,
but the difference is if you put up a billboard or television and you buy a certain amount, like how fast can you get that billboard taken down?
right,
But
right,
the ad that you run on Facebook, you find out in a day or two it's not converting. And you just take it down and put up another one, or you do something even better. You split test. So you might have two or three of the same type of ad, but a slightly different, niche.
yeah.
You may try men on this one, women on this one, that kind of thing.
Right. So, anyway, that's pretty much my story. I sent her off, hopefully happy and more informed. And I did invite her to watch the show tonight, so hopefully she's going, hey, he talked about me. But I didn't say names and I didn't mention what kind of product there was. So I think I'm protecting her interest here. But I do think she'd get some good information from continuing kind of working with us, me on a professional level with, providing her production, and maybe Wealth Ripple, definitely Wealth Ripple, to help her build her business. But she definitely is got to got to work with that. Now let's change. Who wants to go next? George, you want to go next?
I can.
Gene, you okay for a little while?
I'm good, man. I'm hanging out with you guys.
Okay,
James
great.
here.
So George has got his one of his projects he brought us and it's about coin mining, right?
It's about Coinbase.
Coinbase.
Not necessarily mining in this case. That'll be future events, but Coinbase is just buy and sell
Right.
of cryptocurrency. It has some nice features. It's pretty well known. It's used by a lot of people, and it's very flexible.
We're going to Coinbase.com.
Mhm.
That's the website you've
It is.
chosen. Is there a lot of
Coinbase.com.
websites that do stuff
Oh
like
wow!
this?
Yeah, there are a dime a dozen.
Okay.
But flexibility. There's a lot of them that are overseas. They're kind of hard to work with.
Hey guys, punch up the desktop input 2. Thank you. And okay, so Coinbase.com, buying and selling cryptocurrency. So one thing I noticed was right off the bat how expensive Bitcoin is.
Oh yes.
Oh
Well,
my God.
It just breached 11,000. It was 10,000 something probably a day or so ago.
Now,
It's gone up a lot.
I was
just
doing
today.
a little research. That Bitcoin came out in 2008, 7 or 8.
Sounds
something,
about right. It's been a while.
right around there. And it was,
Wish I had bought some then.
and wasn't it, I mean, it was like $100 a coin or something like that, or
Oh, I think when it was
Or is
when it
even
first came
less.
out, you probably could have bought it for less.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that did buy into it then that probably went through the spike when it went up to 20,000.
I've never heard of the Ethereum, never heard of it,
Mhm.
never heard of Bitcoin Cash. Why is that different?
There are so many different flavors of coins now, and there's some that probably won't make it, and some, because they're coming up daily.
Right.
I mean, if you had the know-how, you could create a coin. And they're coming out with coins now that are based on banking. Where people could actually use your crypto to borrow money.
Right. Now,
And
do
it's cheaper, and
do any of these coins fail, like bad investments?
they can.
Yeah.
I mean, they can. They have the same type of pump and dump scenarios that you would have in the stock market, where someone says, "Oh, this is the best coin in the world," and so you go to I don't know why it switched, but
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah.
so
Go back to the desktop. There we go.
So, they say, "Oh, this is the best coin in the world," and it could be someone that's that's waiting for a bunch of people to buy so that
Right.
they can just sell off all that they got, but it really has no value.
Right.
It's what does the value of the coin, do for you?
So-
Bitcoin's probably going to be around for a long time.
So on the top tabs,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you can select prices or products. I went to products and noticed that you can set up to accept as payment,
Yes.
cryptocurrency as
Yes.
payment. I've seen that on Craigslist
Mhm.
once in a while that
Sure.
people will actually say, I will accept crypto.
There's
And,
a lot of places that are doing that, and it's going to get more popular. You actually, funny note, I was in the DMV.
Yeah.
I told you that once. And they have a machine over in the corner. It's a Bitcoin ATM.
Bitcoin ATM.
So
What do you
if
think
you-
of that, Gene?
A Bitcoin ATM.
Yeah. So if you had if you have a wallet with a coin in it and you needed some money, you could go to the ATM and pull that money out and get cash for it.
Yeah.
And you're basically taking it from Bitcoin that you've been storing and growing.
Wow.
Over time. So, and that's just, I'm sure there'll be a dime a dozen at some point in time.
Right.
But, yeah, so, and it's a little different than, because you got Robinhood. Robinhood, you don't really have control over. You're using their infrastructure. So Robinhood's another trading platform.
Okay.
It's a free trading platform.
Right.
And I can buy crypto with them, but I don't have the same luxury. Like here, I have a wallet I have control over.
Right.
So I can move it onto even a protected device that's not attached to this. Robinhood, you have no control over.
Is
All
this
I know
linked
about
to, like-
Robinhood. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gene.
A bank account or something? Is that how it works out? Is it linked to a card or debit card, or
No, they don't.
how's that work?
Yeah, I looked at a couple like that and I kind of strayed away from them, but I'm not aware that they have any cards, like credit cards. But it's an account that basically has a wallet. So and a wallet's I won't say fictional, but when you set it up, you got to give it all security based on it behind it, so that people can't get into your stuff.
Right.
So and they use something called KYC. Sorry. So know your customer. And
Okay.
When we go to the slideshow in a minute, I don't have pictures of it, unfortunately.
Right.
But I'll describe on how that works, so that anyone can't just come in. When you set up an account, they
Right.
literally want to see your face.
Right.
you
Okay.
know. So
So is it complicated to start an account and start trading Bitcoin?
actually, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
One-
Show us what you got.
So yeah, we'll kind of jump over here to the slides. As far as creating an account, it's real easy. I do recommend when you first do it that you start with your cell phone.
Really?
The reason I recommend you start with your cell phone is because the screen after here, it does ask for a little bit more information and the KYC information,
Right.
where it asks you to take the picture of your license.
Right.
It's just so much easier to do with your phone
Right.
right on that site.
Okay.
So you can take the front and back. Once your account gets approved, then you switch over to the computer. There's
So
several reasons why. you
how
do
long
that.
does the approval process take?
Actually, to get the account approved, as long as you get a pretty good picture of your driver's license,
Mhm.
it was maybe 5-10 minutes at the most.
Okay. So after you fill out some basic information like we've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So what's the
front-
next page?
So yeah, when you actually get to past this page, it
Yep.
asks for a little bit more personal information, probably address, a little
Right.
bit, last four of your social.
Right.
And then it takes you to the know your customer screen where it says, "Hey, we need you to take a picture." And I think what they're doing is they're saying, "Hey, it's not on there." So
Right.
when you do that, it matches the information on your driver's license to the information you're putting in there. To say, "Okay,
Yeah.
I can see this.
You're a real person.
Yeah, you're a real person. Yeah, you're not.
Are you,
fake,
George? Are you a real
I am
person?
real. Most of the
Gene,
time.
are you a real person?
No, I'm a hologram.
Okay.
So
And I don't think Jada's real because she,
Oh.
she popped in, she said, "Hey," and
She-
then she left. Like a ghost in the machine.
I'm still here. I just can't get my camera to stay on.
That's fine. Feel free to chat in. We've got what is this? Your icon. We've got your icon in here.
Yeah, it's
so.
from Fun Spot the other weekend. I'm
Do you
actually.
have Coinbase chat?
Jade.
Do I have Coinbase chat?
Do you have Coinbase or no?
I did, but I removed it. I think that was where you collect coins, like you do the geo mining thing, right?
No, that's you may be thinking of Coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was using. I don't have this other one that you're talking about though.
Okay, I was just curious.
Well, that's a different thing. That
I still use Coin, by the way. I
this is-
actually like Coin.
This is the trading. This is the buying and selling of coin, right? This is
It is, and the reason I'm showcasing is not actually buying and selling. We'll get to that in a minute.
okay. Well, pins and needles. Take us through.
Well,
Can-
but,
let's
the-
move along. The show's
theor-
burning here.
The theory is, why would most people that get into crypto, like if I talk to you about crypto, you're like, stop talking to me. But if I say, if we do this, we can get you something for free,
Uh-huh.
then people listen.
Oh, so what are they offering free to start an account?
So once you start an account, we'll
Yeah.
go through here. Obviously, once you log in, after your account's been created, you
Yeah.
log in on the computer, it makes you authorize that device.
Yeah, we've
we-
even most sites we see
Sure,
are
and
something like this.
Sure,
you know.
yeah. So it says authorize your device.
Yep.
Basically, you have to go in, type in, it'll basically email you the information. Says, hey, we notice you're trying to log in, and
Right.
need you to authorize the computer. All
So
pretty
I
basic
saw that
stuff.
it detects your IP address, so it
Yeah.
actually wants to know
Oh, yeah,
where
where
your
you're coming from.
computer, and I X'd it out for you because I didn't want
reason they
any
do
of those
that-
hackers out there.
There's places that aren't allowed to do business with the United States.
Oh, okay, right.
So what they have to do is,
Is
by
they-
law, is they have to say, hey, I can't sell to you. You can't even sign up an account with me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's kind of why they do that. But
So
this
let's
is the
try
important. Once you've signed up, and this takes a little bit of time. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. It just depends.
So what is Maker?
So Maker's a coin.
Okay. Maker
And
is the
basically,
coin.
they're saying, hey, I'm inviting you to earn up to $6 worth of Maker. And basically, so that once you get to see me, you go, oh, cool. You log back into crypto, to Coinbase, and right up here at the top, it says earn rewards. When you click on that, it takes you to the screen where all the coins are available. Now, keep in mind, it says you can earn up to $121 worth of coin. That's a little misleading, unfortunately.
And currently, in the top, or I guess in the top, I mean, I'm just, the 34th coin listed, I'm not sure how they're listing these, but Maker is actually selling at $588.56 a coin,
Oh, yeah.
which is, not bad.
No, I mean, but the nice thing is it says right here, earn $6 a Maker, and each one of these are videos.
Okay.
So if you click on one, it basically, and I think I have it on the next screen. It'll bring up this screen here.
Right.
And it says Coinbase, and it's basically a video.
Right.
When you click on it and watch a video, it's all of 3 minutes long.
Okay, but it's instructional. It's going to teach you what
It's
you
telling
need
you
to
what
know.
Maker is. It says,
Okay.
here's what Maker is. Maker's based on this.
Okay, so it's a promotional video.
It's a promotional video.
Well,
They're teaching you something.
Okay.
And they're saying,
Instructional, a little instructional.
and they're
yeah.
saying, if you watch this and you answer my question,
Okay,
I'm going to give you $2 worth of coins.
great. So moving on, what else we got?
So, I mean, that's the premise. If you see this, it's because you've tried too early. Like when I first set up an account,
Right.
you're going to get that says, hey, you're on the wait list. You're
Yep.
waiting for that email.
So how long did it take you
Um,
to get
on the
approved?
the actual approval for the physical account where I can buy and trade was, 5-10 minutes. That
Oh.
didn't take long.
Okay.
This one takes longer.
Okay.
But the reason this is important is they have other coins, not just this one.
Okay.
I got about $37 worth of coin just by going through there. And periodically, they'll send me another one and says, hey, we have another coin that's coming out that we want people to know about.
No kidding.
So they'll say, hey, you're invited to do this video, so I'll get another one. So it's not really a one-off, but it is sporadic. It is based on what they need to promote. So it depends on what you're trying to promote.
Okay. So what else? What else? Let's move through this. We've got the show's burning here. What's going on?
I mean that's pretty much the information on Coinbase that I think that's important, because now you can take that coin
Right.
and transfer it into whatever you want, because technically you're going to have different, like Maker would be one coin. There may be another coin they're promoting. I transferred all mine and said, I don't want this coin. I want
Right.
Bitcoin.
Right.
So I transferred into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And now I have Bitcoin.
Just obviously, if you make money on coin, that's taxable income.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a real thing.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, interesting. So where do you go from here? I know. What are you going to be telling us down the road? What else you got?
I have quite a few other things I'm working on that's crypto based. It's more of mining.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'll be doing some other interesting content. I got a kind of a mining setup in my closet at home.
Yeah.
It's still got some work.
You sent me pictures, and I'm denying those pictures and forcing you, because as a photographer, I just can't accept them. Sorry. So you're gonna have to go back and
that's okay. I'm
get
not-
some better pictures, and then we're gonna come up with a way for you to tell us more about
Oh yeah, that was just preliminary.
cryptocurrency.
I got a lot more work to do in there. That was like
A lot of people are using this. I've been thinking about doing something with it, but
you gotta have some
investing
knowledge or you
investing
won't,
money
yeah.
to make money
Yeah.
is just, it's not in my wheelhouse. So
Well, keep in mind, most of what I'm doing free. I'm not spending money on just about anything that I'm bringing in at this point. So
right.
it's building slow because of that.
So
But, yeah.
every dollar, you're a dollar closer, right?
That's
every
right.
$10, you're $10
am-
closer to actually, acquiring wealth. I don't, yeah. So
there's a lot of avenues we'll go.
Okay.
We'll talk about a lot of different things. Earning
Well,
interest, all that kind of stuff.
I'm looking forward. I really want to know about mining, but
Okay.
we'll
Yeah, no,
wait that
that's
another
another day.
I don't think we can talk about that in just one episode.
No.
So batting cleanup here is Gene Culver, and Gene, have you been listening to George about his crypto? Are you doing anything with crypto right now?
Yeah. I did a little bit with crypto. I ran out of patience only because the needle was moving what I thought was moving a little slow, and I like stocks. So I like what Zoom did for my portfolio during the pandemic. I like what Clorox did for my portfolio during the pandemic. So I love those kinds of things, and so I'm a little bit more into the stocks, and and I'm more of a recent trader. So I haven't really been a trader. I'm more of an investor. So I
Right.
like to put the money behind a business, and I really prefer to put the money behind businesses that I can control. But part of my portfolio recently has been stocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, stocks scare the hell out of me because,
Yeah.
I just,
Why?
I don't know. I just, probably because I like to keep the money I've got, even though it's not growing.
Yeah,
I
and
like to
that's
know, I hug it
yeah,
and I pet it and I call him
yeah. That's
Fred,
no way to go,
you
man.
know.
Because you know what happens? Like that stock. Honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. But a few
There you
dollars
go.
here and there, and because you can buy fractions of a share, you can do them through Cash App if you wanted to. I think Robinhood. I think you can do the same thing. But
Yep.
just buy little teeny shares and then don't touch it. Don't
Yep.
think about it. Don't look back on it because traditionally over time, since the crash of the stock market in the 1920s, the stock has done well every single year. It's been a great investment, and it'll continue to do that. And if you're not sure, find like something that mirrors the S&P 500, like an ETF or something like that. But
Hmm.
play with the stocks just a little bit, and you'll start to see the return and
Great.
how it works.
Great. So,
Yeah,
you sent us a little video this
yeah,
week
yeah. I know I'm
about,
going to get some slack for this one, but I was out there at the mall.
yeah.
And yeah, I was looking at all the malls that were closed. I was looking at all the
We
stores.
we have time to play the video. Do you want? Shall
Let's
we run
roll
the
it.
video?
Let's roll it.
Let's roll it, guys. I gotta take you off here. Hold on.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Gene. I'm standing outside of one of the malls here in Central Florida, and I want to show you why we work so hard to create online malls. Okay, so I just went around the entire mall. So everything I showed you are stores that are functioning as well as stores that are not functioning. It's kind of like looking at someone's mouth. There are more teeth missing in this mall than probably most malls, or maybe even malls in your own local area. But wow, this is, I don't know if they need more stores and then more people will come, or do they need more people and then the stores will come? But I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. But I do know that the majority of the people are moving online for their business. And this is a good example of why you should be online.
I don't think that video is over, guys. Did you bounce out?
Here's one that Wealth Ripple, a company that Wealth Ripple actually owns, which is a company called Snappery. So Snappery builds these turnkey websites out of WordPress, the software. And what you get is you get your website, your e-store, you get basically the wholesaler contacts, so you know who to reach out to. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment, how to also find your own. You get the hosting, you get SSL because you have to make sure your website is secure. You get the PayPal and Stripe setup because some customers love PayPal, some people hate PayPal, and that means you need to have Stripe so that your customer can just enter their credit card and make a purchase. They offer ongoing support plus a control panel so you can go in and manage your site and manage your store. As you can see here, some of the prices, $29. This is the do-it-yourself. I'll show you how that works. And then the $249 is also for the year, and that is for the setup, and they'll load the website with everything that you need. So here we go, guys. So there are a number of different businesses that you can set up. This is the typical workout center, $39 a month. And I'll talk to you in a moment about subscriptions. Then, of course, there are lots of people who come to your website and they'll go shopping for different products. What I like is if you think about things that you pay for that are subscription based, like Netflix, your electric, your rent every month, someone on the other end is counting on getting that money every month between a certain period of time. And that allows them to make predictions, judge, hey, this is what we're going to be able to buy based on what's coming in every month. And so you want to be able to do that same thing for your economy. You want subscription-based businesses where possible. So here you might say, hey, you know what, you're paying, and I'm making this number up, $49 a month, and you get to come in for a facial once a month. Automatically, it's paid for. That's a great subscription business. Here, this business could be a subscription in a box. So basically, or business in a box, you get to send out a jewelry. You get to send jewelry to your customer, and you pick what it is, and you send them great looking jewelry once a month. Here, you're going to bundle up some oils, and you're going to send those over to them once a month. Here's another business you could put on subscription. And these subscription businesses will create some recurring revenue for you. Here's a pet business. This could be one-offs, or you send the toy of the month, because dogs chew up everything, right? So we want to send them the toy of the month. So basically, I'm going to take you through, and let's take a look at this setup here for the gym. Now, we know most gyms, like your Planet Fitnesses and places like that, they'll charge a monthly recurring fee. So if someone comes to your website, we could set it up so that you can give them a free trial. They'll put in their name and their email address, and basically you're building out your mailing list for your business. When they click submit, now you have them on your mailing list. But when they're ready, the person gets signed up for $19 a month. Now, I just want you to simply do the math on this one, right? At $19 a month, let's say you set your goal at 150 clients, and you're going to give them weight loss tips. You're going to tell them how to build their quads and their chest and their shoulders, and you're going to show them how to get the cardio in, how to CrossFit. You're going to talk to them about athletic training, how to stretch their muscles. All of that information is listed here for that $19 a month. When they join, 150 customers across the country. Now, we have 7.5 billion people on the planet. And believe it or not, today, more people are buying things at home, buying things so they could work out at home versus going into the gym. So what do? $19 a month, 150 customers. Quick math tells you that's somewhere around $2,800 a month in recurring revenue. Now, you can decide what that would do for your economy, but that's going to be pretty good for some of you who are just simply loading in documents, videos, training, providing information, a helpline for emails that come in, whatever you want to do to provide this service to get this number. That's up to you. Now let me show you the inside, and I'll take you over to Wealth Ripple, where Wealth Ripple owns Snappery. So here's a simple example. All the software is in place. This is a membership subscription. Everything that's available, this is the monthly service. They get club access, blah, 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 whatever you want to list here, right? Then as you scroll through, your subscription is set up. Very simple, $14.95 a month. Every month you could change that to daily, weekly, yearly. So this could be $249, $500 yearly. This could be $1 a day. I mean, I don't recommend that because that would be a little annoying. But at the end of the day, you can set this to whatever you want. And then you can set it to never expire. This is all drop, point, click. Hey, it expires at the end of 6 months. The customer can decide to renew. You can set inventory, so you can decide, hey, I don't have enough of this, so I'm only going to sell 20 of those, right? So my inventory is going to be set to 20. There's just all kinds of things you can set up. The free trial we talked about, hey, try this for 7 days. If you like it, keep it, and then we'll start charging you this amount. You can even do a setup fee. So your setup fee could be whatever you want it to be. And this is all point and click. Once it's set up for you in the system, what you were looking at in the very beginning of the video with $29 or $249 for the year, all this software is set up. Now, if you scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see something called Founders Membership. Now, this, of course, is for Wealth Ripple. So here's what happens. So at this Founders Membership section, there is another section that says under Founders, here's what you get access to. So that may be the page that has all the videos on it. That may also be the page that has all the Word documents. You know, and so everything that you want the people who purchase this specific package to have access to as a subscription is set up under the membership section, and all of the restricted content, things that they can't get to, they can only get to it if they buy this package. And that's how simple it is, basically. And you'll have videos to show you step by step how to go in and do it. Now, whether you do that with Snappery or anyone, e-commerce is the way to go. To be in a position where you're getting recurring revenue every single month is kind of the way to go, in my opinion. Even if it's weekly or it's every other month, every 3 months, someone pays you a certain fee. That's money you're going to begin to count on for whatever it is that you want to do. This is where you're going to take your time, look for the type of products that you would like to market, the type that you'd like to add to your website. Take your time, go through, find those products, order from the wholesaler, you know, spend a little bit of money. This is where you're going to make the investment so that you can tug on, stretch, pull, rub, right? You're going to figure out if the product's a good product or a bad product. What's your customer going to think when they open the box, when they see it? Does it shine? You know, what is it, right? So this is where you're going to go and find your products. Just simply type into Google wholesale jewelry suppliers. And then some of them now, they may be less than at the store. You could go to places like Alibaba or Alibaba Express. Some of those things coming from overseas are going to take a while. So you have to decide, you know, hey, is a profit margin of, you know, $5 or $7 per sale better than trying to wait 3 or 4 or 5 weeks to get something that may have a profit margin of $8? It just depends. But maybe the goal, and I always tell people this, the goal is to start selling, start the machine. Maybe you don't make as much profit, you know, as you would if you bought them wholesale from a distributor overseas. You might buy locally, or they may be there within 2 days or 3 days, and you spend a little bit more money, but you're testing the machine. You're testing the marketing. All of a sudden it works. Now those back orders that you're going to place, that's going to come from overseas. But always vet them, always look for reviews, go through and find the product that you want to sell. It's nice if you can go to places and actually pick things up. So this looks like this might be fashion jewelry wholesale. Maybe this is a place where you can go and pick things up. So look for locals. They're always listed here. So maybe you can go and see them and then contact them. Hey, here's what I'm trying to do. You know, so that's just part of the process. So whatever it is that you want to sell, simply Google it. Now, we do provide on the back end a number of wholesalers, and some of those wholesalers will actually load into your website depending on what you purchase from us, and then we'll give you a list of the ones that we think will work for your business. All right. Hopefully that's helpful to you on the wholesale side.
Thank you. Apologize for dumping out there on you, Gene.
That's all right. I saw you in the video and I thought, I don't remember him
Twice.
being edited in there, but
like
they
Matt,
look good.
You know, I'm
They
dating
look
myself,
real
but it's
good.
like Matt's headroom would just keep popping up everywhere. You know. So,
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah.
one thing I
Yeah.
like about what I saw was it seemed pretty easy to build that e-commerce site. You know, it seemed pretty easy. You know.
No, it's not easy. Um,
All right, you
it's so
just made
listen,
it
here's
look
the thing,
easy.
right?
We
So,
only showed you the good screens.
yeah, yeah, no, what we did was we actually have these designs that are already created. And what we do is we load those designs up.
Right.
And so the goal is to show you how to go in, take that logo out, put your logo in. Take that picture out, put your picture in. Take that content out and put your content in. And so we provide you with videos to show you how to do that. Or for the 249, we just do that for you. But you're empowered to go in and load your products up. What we find is that most of the people have their own product ideas. And since they have their own product ideas, we basically sell the can, if you will, and we let them decide what kind of oil they want to put in it, if that makes sense. And that's why we look for them to do the research and find the products that they want to sell.
Terrific. Yeah, I saw, just funny, after you showed me this video the other day, and then meeting this woman, I was like, wow, she needs to jump in. She's got probably 6 months before she's actually got product.
Yeah.
If knowing she hasn't even gotten the samples yet, so she's probably got 6 months, easy, before she's got product to sell, which means she probably needs to kind of work on some things, maybe, get some type of website,
Yeah.
at least in the building process. So
Yeah, Dean, what I would do with her, you're right. For the first 6 months, I would do, listen, if there's a couple things she can do over a 6-month period, especially if she's working on things like capital, maybe she has a full-time job.
yeah,
Um,
she does, yeah.
She has a full-time job. That's
Yeah.
perfect, right? So here's what I would do if she was my cousin. I would bring her under my arm and I'd say, hey, my cousin, this is what you should do. Number one, let's start the website so that we own that piece of cyber real estate. Most people don't know that that domain is a piece of cyber real estate.
Yeah.
It's internet real estate that no one else on the planet can own. So
And-
I would,
And that's the cheapest real estate you can buy.
It really is.
Once a domain is available,
Hmm.
the last thing you want to do is make it an afterthought.
Yeah.
Right.
And then somebody else kind of slime balls their way into your
Happens to
domain
pick it.
before you get it,
that's true. That's
So-
true. So that's the
so,
first thing I would do is I would make sure that she grabs the domain. And then I would also make sure that she does two things simultaneously. So on the website itself, in the blog section, I would start creating articles
Yep.
and information and interesting things. And I would create a Facebook simultaneously so that the two are working together. Over that 6-month period, she's starting to build content, and content is really king when it comes to getting traffic, particularly organic traffic, to her site. And while she's working her full-time job, she's working part-time on the development here, as opposed to starting flat-foot at the end of 6 months when she decides maybe possibly to leave her job, right?
Right.
She doesn't even have to do that. So here's probably the third thing I would do. I would start the process of building business credit, because
Right.
at the end of 6 months, you don't want to start flat-footed trying to build business credit, because what winds up happening to you is you're trying to build business credit and you're buying things, and all of a sudden the bank account starts to get lower and lower. Those things that you're extended for look like they're much harder to pay for, and you mess up the business credit. But while you're working, you can cover the business credit.
But isn't that what a third mortgage is on your house?
No.
Just that extra business.
No.
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 You wouldn't do that. Okay.
No. And I tell
Yeah.
people that all the time. My roots are really in the entertainment business, and I would bring artists together and producers and songwriters and the team, and they would say things like, "Well, we really love this artist," and I would ask them, "Would you mortgage your house for him?" And that changes the perspective of it. No, I won't lose my house for it, and you don't have to. The truth is, when it comes to money, technically, a lot of that money, none of that money should really hit your hand. It should all be corporate, and that's why I'm saying over a 6-month period, what she needs to do is build business credit. She needs a real telephone number. She needs to get away from Gmail. She needs to have a real website. She needs to have a real email address that goes with that website. A real telephone number that not a Google number. Yeah, and in a bank account, by the way, there's a score that most people don't know about. It's 5s, 4s, 2s. Almost like a credit score. And so if there are certain things that are happening, you're ruining that. So I would start that. I mean, she's in a great spot. And then I would hold on to that job for another 6 months while that business is growing.
I mean, you gotta, it helps that sometimes for certain types of businesses to have a Dun and Bradstreet number,
Mhm.
you know.
You have
Uh,
to.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you want
To
to be
build that credit.
recognized by, if you want to get into government contracting, if you want to get into just work with any business, that's an important place
Yeah.
to be. And I had to do that years ago, and I'm not sure I've ever used it since, but but it is something
Still
when you
there.
start taking when you try get into the major leagues,
Yeah.
then all these little things kind of help you get set up,
Yeah, it's your score, you know.
Here's the one thing I never got a chance to ask her, which I would have liked to. It's like, a lot of times, what I saw in her product, I didn't quite think that she needed to take it overseas for manufacturing just yet. I thought, are you sure you can't, even if it's more expensive? Usually people get it made in the nearest city, and find manufacturing here, even though it's more expensive, but at least it gets you maybe to get those samples quicker, and maybe you can test market it and sell them at a farmer's market. Go to local shops and see if they'll carry your product. Sometimes, so I was kind of curious as to why she went right to China, and
Everybody
decided,
thinks it's cheaper.
yeah, and it is, but the problem is that now she's in product limbo
Yeah.
because it can't get here because of extended delivery dates because of COVID, because of shipping and stuff like that coming from
Yeah, Dean.
overseas.
The way that really works is she could take the prototype of that product and she could start what we call crowdfunding.
Yeah,
It's that simple.
yeah,
And she could pre-sell that product to the people who are interested in it, get that in their hands as early adopters. If she
and
does the math, she needs 1,000 of those people to buy that
yeah,
product from her to hit her
yeah,
goal. And from
yeah,
there, she now has a base. She has a proof that people are willing to buy it.
yeah,
She has people that become ambassadors for her. She also has people she can call on and say, "Hey, I'm just curious, like, what made you buy it in blue, or what other color would you like to see it in, or should it be bigger? It was it, like all these questions. She's got user experiences that she can call upon, and from there she can grow her business and she can get investors because investors are going to ask a couple things: How many have you sold? Do you
yeah,
have a customer base?
yeah,
Do you have a patent pending? Like, there's all these questions, and she won't be able to answer them. So the problem there is just having the ability to stroke a check is what hurts most entrepreneurs. The
yeah.
work that goes into building the base is the part that the investors are looking for.
Yeah, and you're right. I think crowdfunding is a great way to test market
Mhm.
your ability to generate sales.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't technically have to have a product to hand somebody to sell it. They go,
Right.
it will ship when it ships,
Yeah.
and people are going, I like this.
I like
I
the
want
concept.
one first off the line, and I'll move toward that. And people can actually generate income without extending themselves. And the other thing about crowdfunding is that a lot of times you can set it up where if your goal is to sell 1,000 units, then if you sell 999, nope,
Yeah.
you got to go back and do it again until you hit your 1,000. There are certain types of programs where you either have to hit your goal or you get nothing, or
A lot
you
of them will give you
can
80%. So if you hit 80% of your
eighty
goal,
percent.
yes, some of them they want you to hit 100%. But if you
Yep.
hit 80% of that goal, they're going to give you that money, and then they're going to take their percentage.
Right.
But
And
but
it's
the other thing is you want to run lots of ads prior to that and build up a great base because the way you go from the hidden back pages of running your own campaign to where they can actually see you on the front page is you hit this incredible growth over a short period of time, and they think like this product is on fire and they move it to their front page,
right.
and then it just kind of explodes from there. So you don't want to go out and try to raise $50,000. You want to go out and try to raise 10 because you
Yep.
can't get 50,000 until you get 10 anyway.
Yep. Well, that all sounds good, and I'm gonna reach out to her this week and see if she's seen this show because she's gotten a lot of airtime on us, even though
Hmm.
we didn't say her name or her product. But anyways, hey, look at that! It's 8:05. Any last words from anybody? We lost Jade. She
Oh, she's
she
gone? I
she
was gonna
dropped
ask.
out. Yeah, she did drop out. Yeah. What do you think, George?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That was a good video. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's more, and we want to we want to get into Wealth Ripple a little more so we can have more to say about it, you know, because what I've seen I like so far, and I think it's a great way for people to kind of jump in and you know get a nice landscape because you know other things like you know there's you know you've heard the expression YouTube University. Man, it is great, but with that great is as a sea of just horrible stuff. People that just kind of get you to watch their video only just to mislead you and things
Yeah.
like that. And unfortunately, you just can't always learn what you need to learn, or you spend 10 times longer trying to learn it because you're trying to weed through a sea of crap.
Yeah.
You know, that people are just getting hits because they put the right
Keyword.
descriptor, the keywords on it or something like that. So learning this stuff, that's why we create Modern Day Thrive, is so that we can package all this great information, you know, put it with some smart people that have done a lot of this stuff before. And when we're looking at generating side hustle income, starting small businesses, converting those small businesses into our main businesses, and taking all those things and making them thrive. So, guys, what do you think?
I like
It's
it.
been great, guys. Great show. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And thanks for highlighting the video. Let's create more great content.
So we're gonna take videos that we run in the show and embed them on the soon-to-be coming website, and look for more things through you know Modern Day Thrive right here on Facebook. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks guys for participating. Thank you Jade, even though you're not here to hear it. But we're gonna get our camera situation fixed. If that's the worst problem we had, other than
We had
the
a good
switcher
day.
guy popping me up in between Gene's video, then I think we're doing all right. We've had much worse technical issues. So, but you know, hey,
We started on time.
that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And hey, Gene, thanks. George, thanks. Guys,
Welcome.
tune in. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back stronger than ever next week. Everybody, take care.
Have a good night.
Peace.